Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. June 21, 2019, the Walmart Settles Edition. Walmart has agreed to pay $282 million for resolution of a very long-standing FCPA enforcement action. It settles allegations the company violated the FCPA by paying intermediaries in Brazil for help in obtaining construction permits and having a weak anti-corruption control system in Brazil, China, India, and Mexico. In the criminal action, Walmart paid penalties of $183 million from its Brazilian subsidiary, Walmart Brasilia, which also agreed to plead guilty to violating the FCPA's accounting standards. Walmart entered into a 3-year non-prosecution agreement, that's Walmart, the parent company, with the Department of Justice, agreeing to retain an independent corporate monitor for 2 years. In the civil action, Walmart paid $144 million in disgorgement and prejudgment interest. The SEC settled the action through an administrative order. Under the facts laid out in both of these documents, from 2000 to 2011, Walmart's subsidiaries in Brazil, China, India, and Mexico operated without a sufficient system of anti-corruption-related controls. As a result, during the time period, Walmart subsidiaries paid third-party intermediaries without reasonable assurances that certain transactions were consistent with their stated purpose or were consistent with the prohibition against making improper payments to government officials. Walmart also failed to sufficiently investigate or mitigate known corruption risks. Walmart did not self-disclose to the government the actions in Mexico, although they did apparently disclose incidents of corruption in Brazil. In Mexico, an internal investigation found in 2005 that $4 million was paid to an intermediary who was a lawyer for the Mexican subsidiary and was corrupt. In 2006, another lawyer concluded without evidence that the corruption allegations were unsubstantiated. So this was as you might guess, a pretty damning FCPA enforcement action. But a couple of things are of note from about this. First of all, it turns out that according to Matt Kelly, the coolest guy in compliance, based upon their annual revenues, the fine and penalty would be paid for in less than 5 hours of sales by Walmart. So one obviously has to question how that number was come up with. Nevertheless, Walmart did pay over $900 million to remediate, and I don't think that should be really forgotten in this case. One, it shows just how much Walmart had to do, but more importantly, for the compliance practitioner, it shows what a company can do when it finally understands and focuses on compliance. There's a tone at the top because the senior management who had, if not perpetrated, certainly turned a blind eye to all of this bribery and corruption, were swept out, and a new leadership team was brought in that takes compliance seriously, remediated thoroughly during the pendency of the investigation, and really has created literally a best-in-class compliance program. So a huge FCPA resolution for this third weekend. As I've noted several times this week, my latest podcast is up, and I hope you will check it out, Trekking Through Compliance. If you love Star Trek or you just love compliance, this is the podcast for you. It's short, between 7 and 8 minutes each day, gives you a wrap-up synopsis of the episode and then some compliance lessons learned. Also, I hope you will listen tomorrow for the Sunday book review, where I detail 3 or 4 of the books that caught my eye from the weekend book reviews. Thanks. All of this is a part of the Compliance Podcast Network and now a member of C-Suite Radio.